Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I'm going to answer one of the Selenium interview questions. That is, how do you configure Jenkins? Let me answer in a practical way. So in order for me to explain how to configure Jenkins, you should already know how to download Jenkins. In the previous questions, I have answered this clearly. That is how to download Jenkins. But downloading Jenkins, let me recap it very fast. So you have to go to the official website of Jenkins, okay? Or you can say Jenkins download, and you'll be taken to this official website, Jenkins download page. Click on this link. And in this, you have to go with the LTS version WAR file. You have to click on this. A Jenkins WAR file will be downloaded. Okay, I'll show you how it will be downloaded. Let's say it will be downloaded in the downloads folder like this. Okay, like this. Okay. Then after that, what the next step? In order to configure Jenkins, the prerequisites are first you have to download Jenkins in your machine like this, and you have to install Jenkins. In order to install Jenkins, select the path where the Jenkins.war file is downloaded and available. Type CMD here. Command prompt will launch at this same location. Okay, command prompt will launch at the same location where this Jenkins.war file is available. You see the downloads folder path, and here have to type the command java-jar Jenkins, this file name. What is the file name? Jenkins. Jenkins.war. Like this, if you type for the first time, it will give you the password. Okay. For the first time, it will give you the password. After you get the password, you have to say localhost. By default, Jenkins will be running at localhost 8080 port number, as you already know from the previous answers of the questions. And you see, this time Jenkins has not been started here. But if you get the password, it will take you to one unlock screen where you have to enter that password, and then you have to install the plugins, install the suggested plugins. Once all the installed suggested plugins are successfully installed, then you have to create an admin account and login. Okay. And next time when you want to start the Jenkins, again you have to open the command prompt where the Jenkins WAR file is available. Okay. Only one time you have to install, right? After that, whenever you want to start Jenkins, you have to type the same command, Jenkins-jar, Jenkins, java-jar, Jenkins.war. Since it is already installed in my machine, okay, this time Jenkins will start. Okay. It's not going to give you the password. Only installation time for the first time when you run this command, installation will happen. And for that, you'll get a password and all the plugins and everything using. So let's see, listed all plugins, started initialization. Should start the Jenkins in a while. And we'll be able to access this page. Okay. Okay. Jenkins is fully up and running. Now you got the, please wait while Jenkins is ready, or you can close this and, relaunch it again. Localhost 8080. Okay. Like this, you have to start the Jenkins. The previous question itself, I have answered how to start the Jenkins also with using the same command that we use for installing Jenkins. Same command we have to use for starting the Jenkins from next time onwards. And whatever the admin account I created while installing Jenkins, if I remember, the admin account I have given is Arun Motori, and password is 12345. Username is Arun Motori, and password is 12345, and sign in. Okay, it will sign you in. Once the sign in happens, then I'll show you how to configure Jenkins as an answer for this question. Okay, these are the prerequisites. Downloading, installing, and starting Jenkins are the prerequisites. Once the Jenkins is started and running, you should not be closing this command prompt. If you close the command prompt, Jenkins will stop running. Okay, so make sure that command prompt is there side. Okay, and once you logged into the Jenkins here, how to configure Jenkins? In order to configure Jenkins, you have an option known as Manage Jenkins here. Just click on this Manage Jenkins. You'll be taken to some Manage Jenkins page where you will see different options to configure Jenkins. So first thing to configure Jenkins is, you can see here, you're taken here. Okay. Where is that thing? Yeah, here you see global settings, system or global tools configuration kind of option will be there. Just click on that. Configure global setting and paths. Okay, this is the first thing you have to do for configuring Jenkins. It's kind of slow, but let's wait. Okay, for this to open this system settings to configure the global settings. Yeah, it's loading. Somehow the Jenkins is slow today, but there's no other way. Otherwise, it will be fast. Yeah, once started, scroll down. Okay, so let's see. System, home directory, a lot of things. White period, Jenkins URL, pipeline, user statistics. Is I'm just looking for global tool configuration, but is this the one or not? I have to confirm. Global config, okay. If not, I'll go to other place. Email, no, I think so. Looks different actually. Where is global tool configuration? Which used to be there. Okay. Global. I'll just search for it. Global. Here there is one more thing. Configure tools. Maybe this one. Okay. They have changed some names, guys. So that's why I'm getting confused. In the older version of Jenkins, the other, yeah, this is one. Okay, you have to go to tools, guys, not that one. Okay. I have to go to the tools. It's nothing but global tools configuration. And here, you have this tool. You have to configure the tools actually. Okay, that's what I mean. So JDK, first configure JDK. And you see, don't select this install automatically. Rather, you give some name here, like Java underscore home. Like this, you give some name. Sorry, this is Git, right? Don't touch Git. Don't touch Git. Close this. Go with JDK installation first. Add JDK. Don't select this option. And here give Java underscore home. Okay, I was confused. I was giving it for Git. Java underscore home. And here we have to give the Java home path. Since Java is already installed in my machine, I'll go to the location where Java is there in my machine. C drive. Program file 64-bit Java is installed. So I'll go to the program files folder. And in that Java folder, in that, whatever the JDK version. Okay, this is a path, Java home path. Copy this and give it here. That's it. Once that is done, you have to go to, apart from JDK, you also have to configure Maven, add Maven. These are two are important. If any other things are required, you have to do it. But for now, this one, this one, JDK and Maven, I'll try. Maven installation, add Maven. Here, Maven underscore home you give. Maven underscore home. In my machine, Maven is not there. Install automatically if it is selected, just unselect that and give the Maven home. And for that, in your machine, you have to download Maven. Simply say download Maven. You'll be taken to the official website of Maven, maven.apache.org download page. And here you have to download the zip file. I think this is the one. Just click on the zip file.zip file. In a while, Maven will be downloaded in our machine. Okay. So all these things we have to do, guys. Otherwise, we cannot configure Jenkins. Once Jenkins is logged in, we have to, next thing is we should not be directly creating the job. Rather, we have to configure these things and get the Jenkins ready. Okay. With the configuration. Only installation logging in is not enough. Starting is not enough. We have to configure Jenkins. So as part of that, since already Java is installed in my machine, I have added the Java home path. And now Maven is not there not downloaded in my machine. So I'm downloading it for you. If it is already there, that's fine. Otherwise, we have to download it, guys. Okay. Let's wait for the Maven to download completely. Here, download is still going on. Let's wait for the download to finish up. So it got downloaded. I'll just go to the location and I'll just simply extract the zip file. This is a way to, download Maven and configure it. Before configuring in Jenkins, you have to first have Maven configured in your machine. For that, you have to download Maven, extract the zip folder. Once the folder is extracted, is it done? Not yet. Now it's done. Once it is downloaded, go inside that folders and just copy that folder containing all the files of Maven, these files. This folder you copy, okay? And go to your C drive. Directly in the C drive, see if any other, no, paste it, Control V. And that Maven folder will be there in your C drive. Now, how to configure this? Go inside that Maven folder, copy this path, and type here edit environment variables for your account. Directly got this. Now under system variables, Java home is already there, right? Similarly, option is not coming as new. That's okay. Cancel it. Let's do that. Environment, uh, system environment. Okay. Edit environment. It should come actually. Yeah, control panel should come actually. Okay. Now once you, this is a cut one. Okay. You go to advanced, click on environment variables. Now you got the new button. Click on new and here give maven underscore home. Okay. And give the path that you have copied already. This folder path of maven that you pasted into the C drive or whatever the drive. Say okay. And go to the path location. Click on edit. And in the Java, you see bin folder is there. Similarly, you add the thing for Maven. Just go inside the bin of Maven folder in your machine, copy that and give it here. Say new again and say give it here and say okay, okay, okay. This will configure Maven in your local machine. Now to do the same in Jenkins in the tools section, like the way you have done for Java. Okay, Java home. You do it for Maven home here and go to this folder location. C drive, Maven folder, give this location, copy this location and give it here. That's it. Now say, that's it. These are the tools you have to configure, apply, save, done. Okay, apply it and save. You're done with this configuration of the tools. Then if you need any additional plugins like TestNG or whatever the plugins, you can go here, click on this thing. Let's say TestNG plugin is not there. With the suggested whenever I have installed Jenkins for the first time, right? It suggested me plugins. Those plugins only I installed, but I didn't install the TestNG plugin. TestNG is that? Yeah. So I think I have to go for the available plugins and search for TestNG. Let's see if I get any TestNG plugin to install. Yeah, I got TestNG result. This is a reporting plugin. In Jenkins, if you want to get TestNG reports, you have to select select the available plugins, search for TestNG. And you see, this is all part of the configuration, okay? This is all part of the configuration where you have to get the things ready. Jenkins ready for whatever you want, okay? It has been successfully installed. Some extra plugins if you want to install apart from the suggested plugin during installation, you just go to the plugin section. That's it. You're done, I guess. Any other things? You can do a lot of configurations here. That's okay. And once the configurations are done, then you can create a job here. For sample, let's create a freestyle project. I'll say sample project job. Okay. Jenkins job. And you can configure the job also, okay, to make the things working. After configurations, you can create a job like this. Select the freestyle project, click on OK. With this name, a Jenkins job will be created and you will be taken to the configuration page of that job, okay? You are not configuring Jenkins, rather you are configuring the job that you have just now created in Jenkins now. So as part of configuring the job that you have created in Jenkins, you see the question may come differently in the interviews. How do you configure Jenkins or how do you configure the job in Jenkins? Okay. So you have to be clear about what you are answering. If it is a general question like configuring Jenkins, whatever I have shown you just before, like manage Jenkins, tools and plugins configuration, that comes into the general Jenkins configuration. But if someone specifically asks you about configuring a job in Jenkins, okay, then only explain this one. Don't explain that part, okay? So when they're asking how to configure Jenkins, you can answer two things. General Jenkins, how to configure using manage tools option and that what option plugins thing. And after that, you can also configure jobs in Jenkins by creating a job and, doing a lot of stuff by selecting a lot of configurations that you can explain. If they specifically ask you about how to configure a job in Jenkins, then only explain this part, okay? Not that part. Fine. So in that, you see, my code is there in my local machine. So I'll keep the source code management as none. But if my code is uploaded on the GitHub cloud repo, then I would go with Git. Okay. This time I'm going with this source code management is one of the Jenkins jobs configuration that you have to select. And you have to select advanced here. and use custom workspace. That's one more thing you have to do before going for source code management. Okay, in the general itself, you have to select the custom workspace and give the location of the project in your machine. So this is a project. I'll take one of the project. Okay, Maven. In which one I have code, I will check once. Okay, demo test. Is there anything here? Yeah, some driver is called new from some Selenium is there. What about this one? I also have the same thing here also, and this one is a test ng test. So I'll stick with the first one, I guess. Okay, let me stick with the first Maven project. One sample Maven project should be there in your machine, and it should have the test ng test. It should open the Chrome browser, nothing much. Okay, so just to confirm. Okay, so fine. Assume that this is one of the sample tests you have test ng test in your machine. This project location I have to give. For that, right click on the project in your Eclipse ID, say properties, resource. This is the location. Click on this option. It will take you to the project location in your machine. Go inside that project location. Select this path. Copy this path where you have this. This is a project location, and come back to Jenkins and give this directory as this project location. This is the first thing you have to do for configuring the Jenkins job actually. Then after that, source code management, either you have to select none or git. If your code is there, not in your local machine here, whatever the project location we went there, if the code is not there here, rather it is there on the GitHub cloud, then you have to go with the git and then give the git repo URLs and all the stuff. Okay, I'm not going to cover that. Let's go with the normal configuration, that is source code management, none. This means that local machine only you have the code. Build triggers, if you want to, do a lot of like when Jenkins have to automatically invoke your automation scripts. If you know about Jenkins, what is Jenkins, that I have answered in one of the previous interview questions in the series, you would have already known that the purpose of the Jenkins is to invoke the automation scripts automatically. You don't have to manually go and run the automation scripts. For example, at night 2 a.m., if you have to run the scripts, you may not be there, you will be sleeping at the time. But if you still want scripts to start running at 2 a.m., you may not be available, and you can assign that job to Jenkins. Or there may be some situations where every day at 4 p.m., you have to remember and run the automation scripts, even on weekends, let's say. Your manager has given you this task. Further also, there may be some situations where you may not be available on a particular day and you may forget on a particular day. So you can go with these build triggers and, change the settings in such a way that you can go with build periodically and give the settings here so that your build will run periodically, like at that particular point of time it will run. Okay, so there are a lot of examples here. Okay, you see a lot of examples are there. Let's go with some examples, like if you want every 15 minutes, if your build has to run, if your scripts need to run, you can go with this one. Otherwise, once a day on the 1st and 5th of like that. Yeah. A lot of codes are there. You can go to the entire documentation. For now, I'll go with one of the one. Just copy this one, and first one, h by 15. Every 15 minutes, every 15. If you give the code here, it will give you the next build will run at 3:14. It's now 3:13. 3:14 it will run every and after that, after every 15 minutes, the build is going to run. Okay, like that. So next thing is a lot of things are there, a lot of varieties are there here. Instead of build periodically, right? Build after other projects are built, or trigger builds remotely from scripts. Many options are there here under build triggers. I'll just close the documentation here. It's kind of very big. And then you see poll SCM, a lot of things are there, poll SCM, and to see any changes are there in the source code management. Accordingly, you can change the configuration of this Jenkins. Okay, many settings are there in Jenkins, and it's a very big thing to learn. Okay, the next one is to build steps. What you have to do is invoke Maven. Invoke top level Maven targets. Okay, if you already have configured normal Jenkins with Maven in the tools section that I have shown you before creating the job, right? Then you'll get this option, and you'll be able to select the option here and give. You should not be giving the ambient test or something. You can simply give test, that will be enough. Okay. And post build actions are like if you want to generate a report or something, publish test engine results, like that you can give, and simply say apply and save. That's it. Job has been created. And if you go to the dashboard, you can see the job that we have just now created and configured. Okay. And let's go to the location and see if there is a test keyword should be there. Otherwise, Maven is not going to run the test. Okay. And in pom.xml file also, we should have that Maven Surefire plugin in the project. We have to make sure all these things are there. Otherwise, Jenkins will not be able to run. Okay. Maven Surefire plugin should be there. Yeah, it is there. So no problem. I think when the scripts run, they will run. Okay. Every 15 minutes, this build is going to run. That's how we configured it. Or if you want to run it manually, then you can select this and say build now. Okay. Manually, you can run from here or whatever the configurations you have done based on it. You see the build is running. For the first time, it will take some time. You can click and just go to that location and see console output and see what's happening. The command line of Jenkins. We have to wait. It will fetch for the first time. It will take some time. Next time onwards, it will be good. So this is a process of configuring Jenkins, and configuration of the Jenkins can be done. If you get this kind of general question, how do you configure Jenkins means, okay, they are not specific, okay, but you have to answer everything like normal Jenkins settings like tools where you set Java home and Maven home, and after that any extra plugins you have to install plugin section. After that, how do you create a Jenkins job and configure? You see, the browser has been launched. That means it is working fine. The scripts got build success and everything is fine. Okay, you can go here and you see, and make sure that before you stop Jenkins and all, again go to the configuration of the Jenkins and make sure that you turn off that build periodically. Otherwise, it keeps running every 15 minutes. Okay, that will be a hectic thing for you to manage later. Okay, fine, done. So hope guys you understood how to configure Jenkins. But if you get a specific question like how to configure Jenkins job, then you should not be answering about tools and plugins. Rather, you should be answering about after creating a job, what kind of settings you can mention and all those stuff. Okay, as part of configuration. So, hope guys you got an answer for this question. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye bye.